So, let me guess, you just installed Calamity and you want to know how to beat every boss. Well, you came to the right place. In today's video, we are going to be going over how to beat every boss in Calamity mod for Terraria. Starting with the Desert Scourge. So, he's a fairly simple boss. He'll start by just diving into the ground, then charging up at you. It's best countered with a dash. Once he enters stage 2 at 50% health, he will begin to launch up not at the player and then shoot down multiple projectiles which you will have to dodge. But overall, he's a fairly simple boss to beat. Next is Crabilon. Crabilon is a mushroom crab with 3,000 health, 4,800 in expert mode, and 6,400 in revengeance mode, fought in the glowing mushroom biome. It can be summoned by using a Decapodida sprout while in the glowing mushroom biome. While it spawns initially passive, it begins to attack once damaged. Jumping and lunging at the player, it fires bursts of mushroom projectiles and summons many crab shrooms and walls of mushrooms, which float down in the player's direction as it takes damage. As for strategies for beating it, instead of fighting it in the enclosed mushroom biome, I would suggest getting a bunch of mud blocks and some mushroom seeds and building a long platform in the sky that still counts as a mushroom biome. Using the weapons from the Desert Scourge or Eye of Cthulhu can be very effective, as it is a very early game boss. Next is the Hivemind. The Hivemind is a large, brain-like amalgamation with 7,000 health, 11,200 in expert mode, and 14,976 in revengeance mode. It is summoned by using a teratoma in the corruption or by killing a hive cyst. For its first phase, it is immobile, teleporting from time to time, instead relying on its many corrupt minions to attack the player. After losing 25% of its health, it trends into its second phase. Fully healed and no longer bound to the ground, it now rushes and teleports towards the player, performing special dash attacks while continuing to summon its servants. After they have been defeated for the first time, aerolite ore will generate underground. The Perforators are a trio of fleshy worms along with a main hive boss, with 9,420, 16,709 in expert mode, 21,126 in revengeance mode, and 21,660 in death mode, split over all 4 of them. It is summoned by using a bloody worm food in the crimson or by killing a Perforator cyst. The Perforator hive floats above the player, firing blood clots and ichor blobs in an upward arc. As it loses health, it will spawn Perforator worms of increasing size and strength. After they have been defeated for the first time, aerolite ore will generate underground. The Slime God consists of 2 separate giant slimes, the Ebonian slime and the Crabilon slime, both the size of King Slime, and a smaller slime core. It has 10,800 total health split over the 3 bosses, 17,280 in expert mode, and 23,360 in revengeance mode. It is summoned anywhere at any time with an overloaded sludge. The slime god itself will fly around very quickly, attempting to charge at the player while leaving most of the fighting to its Ebonian and Crabilon slime god bodyguards. These slimes will perform great jumps towards the player while firing lingering mines, orbs, and summoning their own minions. When they reach half health, they will split into smaller, weaker slime gods that will continue to attack. The slime gods will get stronger depending on which one is killed first. The slime god drops weapons themed around slime, the corruption, and the crimson, as well as purified gel, which can be used to craft its drops and several light pre-hard mode items. It also drops several units of purified jam, an incredibly valuable item that, when used, prevents almost all damage for a short duration.